internet is a US internet, not India internet.
Better quality.
Here is no internet in the temple area. No one has internet. No wireless.
But they run all our, they're all our people we call when we have problems on the internet in the call centers. That's interesting.
24 hours living the people in the temples here, monasteries. No one has internet, wireless. They just have own wireless, like, you know, Wi-Fi, data. The individual phone has data, but monastery, temples, no wireless. They don't own that wireless internet. So,
Well, you did better
yes.
than you sounded.
Can you hear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday I went to visit, last night is the Angula Mala. Buddha subdued Angula Mala, the place. Do you hear that, right? Angula Mala story? Yes.
I heard it on Facebook, but I think it's good if you tell it. Who is that person or demon or whatever?
No demon is a person who, if by afflictive emotion, he killing many people all the time. He killing 900, going to people kill something, you know, 900,000 maybe. It's lots of people who are going to kill. They make finger mala. Some one teacher gives some magic, so give magic power, and he become anger, and ask him to kill many people, 100 people or something, make mala. Then you are liberate. So he killing one by one, many people. So everyone scared of him. No one can fighting with him because he's so strong, powerful. So then he wanted to kill Buddha. No, he wanted to kill his mother because everybody is runway, you know. No one can he get to kill everyone runway. And when he come to in the tomb, everyone lock the door. He cannot go in. So then Buddha is able to him and mother between. And then Buddha walks slowly in the front of him. So he wanted to kill Buddha, he cannot catch him. Even Buddha walked very slowly in front of him, he cannot get him. So he running, he tired, he said, stop. So Buddha said, I already stopped everything, you have to stop. I stopped killing beings, I stopped harming for other beings, you have to stop. Then Buddha also told my friend, you have to stop killing other beings. I already stopped many years ago. So then he heard very nice voice. So he's very happy, become he changed. And he's Buddha's disciple. So very famous story, long story, but that is very short. So that is a place is in here, Sharavasti.
So is this like this cutting off thumbs or something of people to make the mala? Is that what you meant?
Yes. Yeah. So that person is from here. Yeah. So this video is okay. This is better or which is a better way?
That's good. The Buddha's on your head.
This is a better way?
Yeah, the Buddha's on your head. He's right on your head. Oh, now you moved.
1 minute. This is good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, it's a Sharavasti, Buddha's been here. Actually, there's 30 years, but he definitely did a 25 summer retreat in this area, Saravati. So today I'm here, Sharavasti. So this last pilgrimage, then going to Delhi and coming back to US.
When do you fly back?
Huh?
When do you fly back?
17. Yeah, I'll be here today, tomorrow. Today is a full moon day. That's why I'll be here today, whole day, tomorrow. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'm leaving from here. So this is the last part, and going to stay a little bit longer here. Yeah. So this is the same as a home, you know. It's a temple, and I know some people who charge this one. Okay. So no.
Big puja
Do you have
later?
any questions?
No. No questions.
No, right? Okay. So now I'm going to teaching. Yeah. Share with you. Ready? Hello. So now we meditate a little bit first. Close eye and follow this. This just 5-part Mahamudra. Is we do the mind generation, mentally mind generating, and then visualize Yadam deity, and visualize Ru Guru, and visualize Ru Guru dissolve to our body. So we do this step by step. Maybe a little bit meditation together. First, mind generate. So we already shared the teaching, Bodhicitta. Close eye and visualize. Okay, so no open eye. This today page 43 somewhere, right?
Forty-three or
Yes,
45.
45. 45. So us all appearances are mine. I think this area, right? In the Yidam Deity meditation, there is a part of 5 parts. We will see that. Okay, so now let's page 45. Us all appearances are mind. So I think we are there. So here we are part of Guru Yoga. No Guru Yoga, sorry, Yidam Deity practice. Yidam Deity. So we finish the preliminary practice, and then we second is like Yidam Deity. So still we are in the second section. Second section, Yidam Deity practice has a couple different levels. So 3 aspects is we finish, visualize very clearly, vividly, and then also stable deity pride, confident meditation, the recollection of practice. So we finish that and also share already mantra section. So when we practice Yidam Deity, we always have to chant mantra. So that's also finished. So now here is the just generally when we complete and practice Yidam Deity, so our like what is become happening. So that is going to share the quality benefit. So someone is not ready the mode. Who is that? I cannot see who is it. Someone has going on something behind the background, right?
It looks like everybody's muted, but if you're check and make sure you're muted, please.
Yeah, everybody mode. Okay, so now it's behind is here is something play. So I don't know where I have to stop. So it's okay, I think. So in the temple they play some chanting mantras, like kind of like Sanskrit or Pali language. Okay, so now it says, as all appearances are mind and are momentary self-manifestation of thoughts, we turn away from clinging to songs and appearances as ordinary. So now, whatever we seeing, when we practice Yidam Deity, when we chant the mantra, that time, so as all appearances of our mind. So we have to think everything is our mind. So that means like whatever we're seeing, the form is visualized Buddha's form body. And the momentary self-manifestation of thoughts is actually called, recognized as Dharmakaya. And our momentary self-manifestation is actually Dharmakaya. All thoughts recognized as Dharmakaya. So we turn away from clinging to songs and appearances as ordinary. So then we transforming appearances all transformed to the Buddha's form body. All thoughts is transformed to the Dharmakaya. And all songs is transformed to the mantra, Buddha's speech. So that's the, when we practice Yidam Deity, we have to visualize like that. So we have to create like our perception, like pure perception. It's called pure perception. We have to transform this appearance as ordinary. We have to transform. If we have our this songs is ordinary, thoughts is ordinary thoughts, seeing form is ordinary, then our mind is clinging to the songs, clinging to the forms, clinging to the thoughts. So that is going to take to the causes of samsara. So that's the reason when we practice the Yidam Deity, we have to transform our body, speech, mind. Ordinary body, speech, mind is transformed to the Buddha's mind, Buddha's speech, Buddha's body. So then that is become create like habitual and strong, and then like less desire to the object, like less fixation to the object. So purifying ordinary this thought. So we less the clinging to the object, then become less suffering and transforming all these ordinary perceptions. So that is create like like Buddha's perception. We have to practice that. So that's part I shared many times already. Moreover, when that which arises as the play of the body, speech, mind, and the enlightening activity of the deity. So when already I shared like body, speech, mind become activity of the Buddha, the inner and outer obstacle will not come about. That time, then not possible to come into the any obstacles, outer level obstacle, inner level obstacles, not possible to come in. So outer level obstacles like somebody like enemies like coming for us, or some obstacle beings, whatever, like something going on, or external level obstacle beings, and also can release that too. Inner obstacle is our emotions. So when we visualize this, meditate, Buddha's body, all forms of Buddha, all thoughts is Dharmakaya, all sounds is mantra, then this ordinary, this obstacles not possible to arise, not possible to come. So that's the reason here say, moreover when that which arises means like we practice become more into the meditation, Buddha's body, speech, mind, arises as the play of the body, speech, and mind, and the enlightening activity of the deity. The inner and the obstacle will not come about. Also, not only coming in obstacles, we can purify our obscurations too. Also, we can help for other beings too that time. If we have this kind of practice, confident, meditation. And furthermore, through engaging in making offerings of the desirable sense objects. So we recognize our form body is Buddha's body, speech is about Buddha's speech, thoughts is also so Buddha's mind, if we have that kind of meditation, confident practice, then whatever we use, it's become its offerings, not causes of samsara. Its cause become its everything is offering. It's create accumulation merit. So that time is we put and clothe our body, it's become offering to our Buddha. You eat, it's become offering to Buddha too. So usually we eat is causes of emotions, causes of samsara. because we are desire to eat and drink, clinging to that. So now we visualize our bodies, Buddhas, whatever we eat, and we put cloth, or it's become offering. So then, riches and all enjoyments to the Buddhas. One will quickly gather in the perfect, estimable, I think, accumulations and go on to quickly gain all of the common and extraordinary cities. So if we have that kind of practice, then very easy to create accumulation merit. Very easy to get into the enlightenment, Buddhahood. The reason is whatever we do, body, speech, mind, is virtuous deeds. Like become everything is create accumulation merit. Everything is like purifying karma. So that's the reason everything is become offering. Everything is become dharma practice. Within this part of practice, even offerings of meat and so forth are stainless and free of any fault. So people who has realized practice Yidam deity, they eat meat also become offerings. And whatever they're using, any, even like they use any like kind of like, usually our perception is bad, but there is everything is transforming pure, become its offerings. Meat is actually, we eating some other beings, the body, but that is like very, like strong, no virtuous deeds, first beginner level. But then, who has this kind of realizer, so that person use eat meat and any other like using emotion things, whatever that does. Usually we against, like we say, it's no virtuous deeds. Even they're doing that things has become or is transformed to the practicing dharma, create accumulation merit. So even the eat meat is offering and create accumulation merit and benefit all these beings too. So sometimes they say, who has compassion, they eat meat. Who has realized that they drink the beers, like Telopa always drink the beers. So the Marpalosa like this, the reason is because it's transformed to the core nectars. It's always become their offerings. So that this section is like telling us is like different levels. Good, bad is a depending individual. Not always the same. The individual level we have to follow the practice, not the object is someone using. We say, oh, he does this, I wanted to do this same thing. Then that is a big mistake. Always followed by individual level practice. That's the reason Buddha said beginners don't act same as, practitioner yogis. Yogis don't act same as siddhas. Siddhas cannot be done, action is the same as the Buddhas. So everyone has different levels. And who has this kind of, like we talk about the Yidam deity practice, who has realized the Yidam deity, then that person, whatever that does, is become offerings and create accumulation merit. If you don't have that kind of confident practice, and then whatever that does is ordinary, then create afflictive emotions. So this is all followed by dependent individual level. Ordinary siddhas. Within this part of practice, even offerings of meat and so forth are stainless and free of any force. So nothing problem, it's always become offerings. 100% is become create accumulation merit. Offering meat and making offerings of the saints objects. Whatever they use, five senses objects, is become offerings. Regular beings, five senses is desire, attachment, causes of samsara. Realizers using these five desire, five senses, five desire object is become offerings. Because it's using different method. It's followed by method, you know. That's why the Vajrayana practice is called realizer people, high level practitioners. The meaning is like we have to transforming this all perceptions, change. Yeah. And if we have that confident practice, and then everything is become offering. So then offerings of the saints objects, possessions and enjoyments, etc. It's everything, whatever desired things become offerings. Become the cause of perfecting the accumulations. So become everything is great accumulation merit. Having brought the accumulations to perfection, are gathering darkness and the retinues were example and issue forth with signs. So then actually the root text they talk about darkness and the retinue were example and issues forth with signs mean. So that's who has this kind of level practice. Then naturally this everything is become their retinues. So usually we talk about mandala means whole this Yadam deity and then his retinues is all the palace is called whole is called mandala. Become everything is Yadam deity is mandala. So nothing is ordinary in there. So in example of this among the life of stories, this part is like not only just writing in the teachings. Many practitioners practice the accomplishing, and they have a lot of stories. This Buddha's teaching, people, disciple followers practicing the accomplishing, and all have lots kind of like signs and stories. The reason is that it's a sign of the Dharma. We not only just scriptures, writings, like not only stories. The who practice is completion. So sometimes people think, why we have to do this practice? Or after, why is happening? Who is happening? Never happening like that. Many thoughts, Sometimes people don't believe Dharma. I don't think so happening. Just it's only in the books say that, but not possible, right? So actually, many people practice this Dharma and become completionmates. So example of this among the left story is the story of the whole the yogi Malarepa also, through having gained complete mastery over his mind. So Malarepa has many stories about this kind he has realized. So what he did, his power subdued others, like benefit others. And also same is Marpa Lotsa and many like that lineage teachers. And this time also many practitioners has many signs, this accomplishments, still this power of Dharma is not gone, People who really practice, put effort, they can get accomplishments. They get signs. Complete mastery over his mind, was able to pacify a frightened deer of its great terror and the fierce draw of this its driving aggression. So the Malarepa story has one. The story is a hunter. He want to kill the deer. So that time they using the dog, dog have to chasing the deer, and then dog caught the deer, and then hunter shoot the arrow to kill the deers. So they use the dog. Otherwise, the hunters cannot get caught up the deers because the deer is more fast than running the human beings. That time they don't have guns. The dog chasing and that deer cannot run away because it's scared and come back round again, and then don't not let to run the deers. Then hunter go to shoot the deer arrow and shoot the deer and they kill. So that's the olden days, the killing the animals, hunters. So during the Malarepa time, many people does these hunts, animals, wild animals. So one morning Malarepa is the sky is blue and a beautiful time. He didn't stay in the cave. So he get out from the cave and went to the outside and kind of top of the hill. He stayed at the top of the hill, and then he heard the door's sounds. The door's sounds is close to him, and then right away is one deer is arise there. Deer is come to there. So deer is extremely nervous, scared, and then also very tired because dog chasing the deer. So deer see the Malarepa right away sit down in the right side and become naturally release their fears, scattering or release. Then dog comes. Dog is anger and also the tired, because chasing the deer. When dog saw the Malarepa, he released naturally anger and sit down the left side. And then hunter arise. He saw the Malarepa. He put out the arrow and the bow and the arrow. He wanted to shoot Malarepa. So he thinks that you are a really bad person. You did something bad for my dog. My dog didn't care the deer. So I'm going to shoot you first. He said that. And then Malarepa asked him to wait. You have time to shoot me. And the lesson first my teaching, so song. So Malarepa giving realization song teaching for him. So then he released his bow and arrow and he's posted. He offered his dog. He offered his horse and everything. So become his called yogi of hunter. He's a very famous yogi become following Malarepa. So that's the power of the practicer, This who has realized they can subdue. Actually, they realize means they subdue their own mind, and then they also can subdue the others' mind too. Also, they need connections, karmic connections. Sometimes, if the realized teachers have subdued their own mind, but they cannot subdue the others because other mind, strong afflictive emotions, no connections, strong obscurations that they don't feel, they don't see. That's that reason. So during the Buddha time, many people are against Buddha too. So some realize, some is just don't recognize what they're doing. So this is also not all the time, like who has realized they can subdue the other's mind means like need connections to the together. Everything is followed by the interdependent connections, causes connections. So due to also previous life and accumulation merit, many conditions need to come together. So then same is like today, I'm here is like talk about Angumala's story, this little bit before our teaching, right? So Buddha has power to he subdued him too, because he has also connection with Buddha. He has good karma to he can meet Buddha and he can realize that he has connection with previous life. But actually, in this lifetime, he did the wrong thing. That can change. The story meaning is that can change. Even we have something mistakes, wrong things, whatever we does, but we can give up that. We can change that. So not permanently people is bad. everything is temporary, you know, obscurations. We can change everything. So that's that we have to know these stories. So now, through having gained complete mastery over his mind, was able to pacify a frightened dare of its great terror and the fierce draw of its driving aggression. You can find accounts and stories of other spiritual masters. This kind of stories, like not only Malarepa, many practitioners has like these stories. So Malarepa stories are most popular. So that's the reason most people knows. Some other yogi stories we don't know many. Some we don't know them. You know that's why we don't know. So many stories like that. Masters who have reached such high level of mastery and state of mind, clearly detailed in the biographies and histories. Lots, many stories like that. Each yogi has different kind of stories. Then also this Nalanda University, the scholars also has different kind of stories. Each person, they all realize a person, you know, realize beings. So one is the reason is this: the realized beings doing things is different than other beings. The reason the realizers has recognized emptiness, everything's realized emptiness. So their perception, this everything is not exist for them. You know, our mind, all these solitary objects exist for us, these forms, but for them is not exist actually inherently permanent exist for them. So then that reason, you know, there this uh, appearance, this object not distracting anything for them. Uh, so no fixation to this object, no clinging to this object, anything. That's the reason the sometimes this realizes touch the, you know, hang in this like kind of robes, anything is become hang print, meaning it's because there's that time the mind is stay in the absolute truth, in the Mahamudra meditation. So then that during that time they don't have any thinking thoughts and the mind is stay in the Mahamudra. Then whatever they touch things like become can be handprint or footprint and like that. So that's the reason many teachers went into the jail during the cultural revolutionary war. They cannot lock up in the home, in the prison because they stay outside all the time. It's one of the Garchino Boche's teacher. His name is Chimi Dorje. The Chimi Dorje is a monk of the Gar monastery. He not nothing like kind of big grown anything. He's just regular monk and kind of a very difficulty monk. I heard his stories. You know, not like kind of like logs like compassionately and like kind of very easy going. You know, not like that person. It's like wrathful person. It's different kind. You know, some people doesn't like him. Yeah. So then is he is Garchino Boche's teacher. The reason is he is the disciple of the previous Garchino Boche. So previous Garchino Boche is a disciple Chimi Dorje. Of course actually previous Garchino Boche has many disciples. The previous Garchino Boche is fighting with him, yelling him, you know. And at that time, the Chimi Dorje, he put his feet is in the stone, has footprint. So that is in Gar Monastery right now, in the temple. Gar Monastery temple has. So that is like, you know, many people saw already, not many years ago, like just some very old monks, you know, not this time is no, they are almost gone, but When I was going to God monastery, some monks already see the previous Gaji Rinpoche, all the oldest monks. So they knows this yogi Chimi Dorje too. So previous Gaji Rinpoche, he in the top of the monastery, he yelling the Chimi Dorje, and he yelling and asked him to leave the monastery, don't stay here. He fired him, you know. He just telling bad things and yelling top of the monastery. Chimi Dorje, he have to leave the monastery, but he has strong devotion to the previous Gaji Rinpoche. He wanted to see his face. So he put in the stone and he under his feet, he looked in all the way, like, hey, try to see his face, because he yelling, you know, cannot see. Only this top of his head there he can see. That story Gaji Rinpoche shared, only can see only this top part of head. So Chimi Dorje wanted to see all his face. That's why he put in the stone there, and then he climbed in the stone and looked to his teacher before he leave the temple, because the teacher asked him to leave, you know, fire him, yelling. So Chimi Dorje wanted to look up, and then he just kind of meditate a little bit, supplication to teacher, guru, and then that time is like both feet has big footprint in their rocks. All these details also in the rocks, you know, very clearly everything in the details. The feet. So then Chimi Dorje, he get off the rock, and he saw this footprint, but he scared his teacher. He upside down, you know, the rock, and he tried to leave. So then Gaji Rinpoche, the previous one, he knows he did something there. So he come down to, you know, in the he's like first level, second level somewhere, you know, in the temple. So he come down the first level, ask monks, the rock is, you know, up. Chimi Dorje already gone, you know, rock is upside down. So ask him to do the put back again, you know. Then they saw this footprint there. So then this Chimi Dorje is you know, also teacher of Gaji Rinpoche. And Chimi Dorje, he teach many times, like 37 practice, that kind of many things teaching from Gaji Rinpoche. Chimi Dorje, he went to the prison. When he went to the prison, during that time, many prison gardeners see him, always stand outside under the sun. Inside they lock up, but they say they cannot lock up him. And so he stayed outside, and then so that reason, you know, they try to like tight and like use the ropes and put him together in the feet, everything, because he always go outside, you know, they cannot block these doors. And then the rope has like blade. So that's like one person who present a guard. He seen the Gaji Rinpoche, he give this rope and has blade, with blade, you know. The Chimi Dorje is after passed away in the prison, so then Gaji Rinpoche went to prison another place, 20 years. And after Gaji Rinpoche went to Lhasa somewhere, so he meet one person. So he's know the Chimi Dorje. He is guard over there in the prison. So he kept rope, you know, Chimi Dorje tight, and the rope has some blood. So then he said, this is very special, because I saw the Lama is very special, and he cannot lock up in the prison. He always go outside. That reason the prison, you know, this guy make him the tight. And that time is, you know, body comes blood. So the blood is attached to in the ropes. So he has some piece of ropes. So that's all the stories, like kind of many like these stories. It's all these yogis. The reason is because they have realized this practicing. This is not only in the books. You know, people still have devotion, dharma. The reason is like the practicing. They have science and accomplishments. Not only just blank faith, you know. So that's the reason still so many people strong devotion and practicing Dharma. If only in the book what it says, with practice and nothing accomplishment, then Dharma, already gone long before, because people don't want to follow, If you put so much effort, hardships, nothing happening, then no transforming, nothing changing. Nobody wanted to do that again, right? So there are the stories, shows many like these stories, people accomplishment, stories of other spiritual masters who have reached such high level of mastery and status of mind. Also, another yogi, his name is Khenpo Achi. This Khenpo Achi has two different Khenpo Achis. Like one is like very famous one in Tibet. It's established a big monastery. It's called Yachin Temple, but not that one. Another one is he also drank in the cultural revolutionary time. So this story is Khenpo Sutam Lodi. Many people know Khenpo Sutam Lodi who come to U.S. our center in the Dayton, Ohio. He wrote this story. He went to the interview people who saw the Khenpo Achi before. He went that place and who meet this Khenpo Achi, what the happenings, everything. He asked interview, write down in the everything stories. So Khenpo Sutam Lodi has lots like this kind of collections. These teachers, what happening, what they did, So similar information. During the cultural revolutionary war, that time Khenpo Achi is also meditator. He stays somewhere meditating. So this local government say they have to punish him. They have to bring into in the city, and the people, everyone come together, and they have to everyone say bad things, and they have to punish, torture. Everyone go there and have to torture with this Khenpo Achi. So that's the reason this local government send the police and to get Khenpo Achi. He stay in the like just somewhere remote area, and then they put put in the yard. So bring into the city and going to torture him. So he on the road, and one cross like here, and then that when they get in the here, so Khenpo they said is like bring the yard together, couple guys together, and the Khenpo Achi is like above the yard, and then he chant on Benzang Guru Premasade on, so chant Benzang Guru Premasade, like more going up in the sky, and so that despaired, and only they leave his cloth, robes. So then the police shoot in the sky, and then they bring his robes, and they're in the city like the government people that's telling this bad things, and just shoot the guns in the robes, and so that time is like that. The police who guide is one person is a Tibetan. He see that what happening, and then they did that, but that night they didn't say he's flew away, but then they say the people heard because he missing in the top there somewhere. So he has some devotion disciples. Then next time they went the area everywhere looking for something, finding, try to get something, blessing things. But then they didn't found. So Khenpo somebody meet these guys, So they are alive, very old, but they are alive. So Khenpo somebody meet his disciple who next time went to looking for his something blessing things, and also in the army police who guide, they bring the Khenpo Achi in the town to try to torture, punish. So he already flew away. So that's all is like kind of sign of this accomplishment Dharma practice. And many like these stories, biographies and histories. Okay, so that section is we finished already the part of the Yidam deity practice. And Yadam deity practice main point is like ordinary body, ordinary speech, ordinary mind is transformed to the Buddha's body, speech, mind. So long as we have these ordinary perceptions, it causes of samsara. So that's the reason we have to create the pure perceptions. Visualize the Yadam deity, chant mantra, and then when we visualize the Yadam deity, and the mind is become already Buddha's mind. So transforming our body, speech, mind, practice Yadam deity. So next is completion the Lama Guru Yoga. Second is called Guru Yoga practice. As it is said, so this is the root text. If one on the Guru, snow mountain of the four kayas, the sun of the devotion first to shine, the stream of blessings will not arise. Attain therefore to this mind of devotion and establish yourself as the snow mountain, Lama's very nature of the four kayas. This is the root text, in Jigten Songkhul's root text. So main point is our root guru is the same as the snow mountain. Snow mountain of the four kayas means root. If on the root guru, snow mountain of the four kayas. Lama is the same as the snow mountain. The sun of devotion. So our devotion is the same as the sun. Sun of devotion first to shine. So like arise the devotion. The stream of blessing when the sun of devotion first to shine. The stream of blessing will not arise. So the sun of devotion to shine, then the stream of blessing will arise. So long as we have a strong devotion comes, naturally get blessing. The same is the snow mountain, same is the Guru Lama, Root Guru. Our devotion is a sunshine. Snow mountain is naturally comes water out. Comes water, yeah. Snow is moving, water come out. So that's the same as our blessing. If we don't have this devotion, then devotion first to shine, the stream of blessing will not arise. Attend, therefore, to this mind of devotion and establish yourself as the snow mountain, Lama's very nature of the four kayas. Regarding the practice of Guru Yoga, so that's the root text. Now is the commentary for words commentary. It is said that when the brain land, one rays of the sun of devotion do not radiate out, the flow of the snow mountain stream blessings does not spring forth. Therefore, one should become the embodiment of this sun of supplication and devotion. So when we practice Guru Yoga means we supplication to Guru, same time we must have to have devotion. So this section is the main important is devotion. Without devotion, we can't get anything blessing from the Guru. We don't get blessing, then we have lots of obscurations. The blessing means like purify obscuration. Transform our mind is spiritual. So that's the blessing. The blessing cannot be like right away put in the Buddhahood. Cannot take to right away Buddhahood. The blessing means purify our obscuration and also transform our mind is spiritual path. So that's the blessing. Long as we have devotion, then blessing naturally comes. So now snow mountain river naturally flows forth, evoked by the warm rays of the sun. In the same way, through the disciples' overwhelming and intense yearning, the blessing of the Lama are evoked, bringing forth a river-like stream of the four empowerments that cleans away defilements. So now usually talk about the four empowerments, and the calling, we visualize the Yidam deity, we visualize Guru Yoga, and the Gurus, like, four different levels, like where it is dissolved to our body. So that's like, visualizing through the receiving the empowerment. So body empowerment, speech empowerment, mind empowerment. So then body, speech, mind, all together empowerments. So four empowerments. Usually they talk about four empowerment. The empowerment also depending, there's some long sadhana, short empowerment sadhana, long sadhana has many different kind of levels. So long as we have a devotion, then also can receive the empowerment from this Guru. So when we visualize like his forehead, like where it is dissolved to our forehead, receiving the body's empowerment, purify our body obscuration. We visualize the Guru, and like where it is from his throat, dissolved to our throat, receiving the speech empowerment, purify our speech obscurations. Visualize the Guru, his heart center, like where it is dissolved to our heart, and receive the mind empowerment, purify our mind obscurations, and then receiving his navel level, and like that is dissolved our navel level, and receive this all these empowerments, three of empowerments dissolving to us. So like that kind, like we can meditate and visualize through the blessing and receiving empowerment. That's the reason here say bring forth a river like stream of the four empowerment that cleansing away defilements. And the lake, the natural bubbling forth of a snow mountain, river one's own mind, and the Lama's mind become inseparably one. So that's the example like that happening. The natural bubbling forth of a snow mountain river, one's own mind and the Lama's mind become inseparable one. So then we visualize the Lama's mind and our mind is inseparable. So when we visualize this Yidam deity and visualize Ru Guru, the main point we have to recognize inseparable is become one. That's the reason Jigten Songgon, he has realized the song. So I share many times already. He said, I'm the realizer master. The reason is I recognize my mind, my Yidam deity, my Ru Guru is same, inseparable. So when we visualize, meditate this Yidam deity and our Ru Guru, the main point we have to recognize is same nature. And this Yidam, Ru Guru, and our mind is inseparable, same nature. So we have to know that. We have to recognize that. One's own mind and the Lama's mind become inseparable one. For the fortunate who wish to accomplish the state of completely perfect Buddhahood, which is the source of all benefit and happiness, the need to rely on a sublime spiritual friend is indispensable dharma. So, fortunate disciples means like who wanting to become Buddha, who wanted to enlightenment, who has that kind of intention. That person is called fortunate. Is who has fortune, who has lucky. They always think that. That's the reason for the fortunate who wish to accomplish the state of a completely perfect Buddhahood. So actually, we are also fortunate people because we wanted to practice Dharma, we wanted to study, we wanted to listening. This all our fortunate. And we have that, then we wanted to become Buddhahood. So our goal is Buddhahood, which is the source of our benefit and happiness. The need to rely on a Salam spiritual friend is indispensable Dharma. Then we have to practice the Dharma, we have to know the Dharma. So we have to rely on the teacher, spiritual teacher. That's the reason the condensed perfection of wisdom sutra, Panja Parimita, Sankaya Yogata says, so that's the name of the sutra, Buddha's teaching. This sutra is very famous. Usually many people memorize this chant all the time, this sutra, is because the reason is condensed perfection of wisdom sutra. So the Buddha talked about this one in that book. He says, always rely on lined lamas. So we need a spiritual teacher. We have to rely on the teacher who has knowledge. Lined means who know the Dharma. Lined lamas. If you wonder why we have to rely on the lined lama means knowledge lama, all good quality of learning arise from them. Because our quality is like the come from is our education, study education. So long as we have educate, learning education, study this Dharma education, then that is source of our qualities. All the quality comes from the education. We don't know the Dharma, then we don't know how to practice. So first important is have to know the Dharma. We have to learn the Dharma. So that's the reason we have to rely on the teacher is knowledge. So always rely on learned lamas, means like who know the teachings, not the knowing teachers, all good quality of learning arise from them. So that's the Buddha mentioned in the sutra. Actually, they talk about many different qualities, teachers' qualities, and also disciples' qualities, student qualities, lots of different kind. So I put many insight in this book. So that is one of these. Usually, when we teach in the philosophy in the shadas, this one is most important. We always share this quote. When we teach the philosophy in the Sheda, use this word, this one, first one. Other one is mostly come from Mahamudra meditators and like Vajrayana, some sections. Is for the yogis usually sharing this other part. The first one is more generally Buddhist. In the Sheda means high education study place. The share that one, first one is just I shared one. And Tantra says, in the Tantra, so even if all good qualities are completely perfected, without a lama, there is no end to samsara. Without a orama, oras me, the boat cannot reach the other shore. Oras me, right? Oras me is correct. Oras me.
And the person
Yeah,
moving the oars.
yeah. Person who the take the boat.
Yeah, the
So I mean, what I read is correct. Oras
yeah,
me, right?
oarsman.
Okay.
Oarsman.
Yeah. So this is the come from the Tantra teaching. The Tantra teaching is Vajrayana. So this section is we don't really share in the always in the Sheda. It's like when we talk the Sheda, it's like something sharing things is like generally, like suitfully everyone accepting something. This one is a kind of little bit high, like kind of person talking about it. They all have different levels, this different court. So no, here says, even if all good qualities are completely perfected, if all you have good qualities, but without Lama, there's no end to samsara. Still, you are stuck in the samsara. The kind of like Naropa, Naropa has all these his good qualities he has, but still he's stuck in samsara because he needs Telopa. So that kind, like they're talking about very high level practitioners. The first one is just we can share for everyone, like beginners, so like who wanted to study Dharma, so suit for us. The second one is kind of like practitioner, same as Naropa. Without an Oram me, the boat cannot reach the other shore. So no also means like then which kind of Lama they need. We say we need a Lama, so which kind of Lama need? So they talk about Lama's quality and the disciples' qualities. So this section, the Lama quality also actually followed by different teachings, not always the same. Depending which one, which one you following. So also due to pure discipline, conduct, the Lama possesses the moral training of not transgressing the prescribed limits of what to adopt and discard. So Lama, he going to give the Vinayana vow for some other people. He going to make ordinary monks, four ordained monks, four ordained nuns. That time, the Lama is called Khenpo. The Khenpo means like who giving this Vinayana Khenpo means like giving these vows for other monks. So that person must have to have pure discipline, conduct. The conduct most important. This lineage conduct, unbroken. He has no transgression, no transgressing. Yeah, not transgressing. So that is like who going to give the Vinayana vow for others. With even he has a compassion, he cannot give. Even that person has realized something, but that person cannot give this vows for others. Must have to have a disciplined conduct and not transgressing the vows. So all this followed by different, teachings. And then the Mahayana level, not talking about this one conduct, they're talking about the compassion. The Lama, they must have to have a compassion. Who teacher must have to have a compassion. So that's the number one quality, Mahayana teaching. And this Vinayana teaching is part of Hinayana, kind of Vinayana. The tradition is like usually we stay in the monastery roads and this following. The other, whatever that has qualities, doesn't matter. The most important is discipline, conduct, and not transgressing his vows. So that is the first level, the quality. Long as he has that quality, even he don't have much compassion, that person not much have realized that can bestow this or the Vinayana, the ritual and the giving vows for others too. So the disciples can rely on the teacher. So Mahayana level, not this one is first purity. First purity is compassion. Must have to have a compassion teacher. No compassion, there's no benefit others. Then Vajrayana tradition is blessing lineage. You must have to carry this blessing lineage from the all the way to Telopa, Naropa, like this, Naropa to Marpalosa, Malarepa, all these lineages, unbroken lineage. That's most important. So that's the reason this, the teacher quality also depending which kind of teaching you following, follow the different ways. Recognize the different ways. So that's the reason here said not transgressing the prescribed limits of what to adopt and discard due to pure discriminating knowledge. He possesses expressed in Sutra and Tantra. So then the first must have to have this conduct. Second is then knowledge. The knowledge is the second. This level, you know. So knowledge and possess expertise in Sutra and Tantra, and due to pure compassion. So they also have compassion. He is endowed with bring the burden of only benefiting others. So only thinking about others, helping for others. So they talk about three different qualities. This all, one teacher has this, everything is perfect. But you have other qualities is dependent, you know. If you're going to receive Vinayana Level, you have first one, you can rely on the teacher. So you're going to study Dharma philosophy, so you have a second one also you can rely on. Then you're going to you know, meditate, practice, and you need the last one. So this kind of like, you know, the qualities, teachers' qualities, benefiting others. And as it is endowed with the blessing of the lineage transmission, the Lama's instruction is profound and amazing. So that is called lineage blessing. It's for especially Mahamudra lineage. So they all need this kind of the quality. This talking about qualities, high level qualities. So I already shared with you this part. Some sections, in the histories, like some teachers, how to say that, the not receiving teachings first from the teachers. They're just investigating teacher. There's some student investigating 3 years. You know, sometimes the teachers also investigating student. They don't give teachings. Some in the history has like that, many kind of like that. So that is a tradition, and some history have like that. But this time we cannot follow exactly like that way. The 2 years ago, Gajin Rinpoche always shared the people many times. He said we cannot investigating teachers. You cannot find any teachers. You investigate students. You cannot find anyone. You know. So whatever you get opportunity to receive teaching. So that's his advice. You know, when you have opportunity, just receive teaching. And the teachers also, when you have opportunity to share the teaching, just share the teaching. We cannot have time to do that. The investigating. This time, teacher also not patient to do that. Student also not patient to do that. You know. So we have to just go forward. Whatever we can benefit, what we can do. You know. So that's the most important part. And then when we receive a teaching, so not only teacher and all the together, you know, to receive teaching together. That is called Sangha. It's very important. It's part of the Samaya. So teacher and who teaching the Dharma and all who receiving together, teaching together. So that is the core Sangha. And our, like, you know, like journey spiritual together, practicing together is very important. In Tibet, you know, like we studied together, like same class and months. They're very important. Then we same is like that, you know, like sometimes like we more care about our, you know, like brother, sister, real brother, real sisters, you know, like that kind of, you know, have many. They receive teaching together, and they are kind of like Dharma brother, Dharma sisters. So we have to like take care and each other, you know, like they have big samaya, and there. So that's the reason. Sometimes, you know, we teachers share teaching, and people receive teachings, but after that, it's like followed by same is like just regular education in the school education way, And then the person who receive teaching also cannot get benefit much. And then also this person just other like same is like just regular classmate, think that way, then the person never can have get transform and change qualities, cannot change qualities. That reason, so Dharma receiving is not same as the just regular education receiving. It's totally different. You know, so that's the reason sometimes the Dharma teachers put a little bit harder and don't give right way teaching. Because the, who receive teaching, they have to more appreciate, more care about, you know, and valued. You have more appreciate, you have more valued Dharma, and then that benefit you, not benefit the teacher, right? So it's really benefit for that person, us. So that's the reason, say, many teachers through very hardship, difficulties. The reason is there, you know, Dharma is put at the very high kind of like position or very high level, first purity. And that changed the life to Dharma. So the doing very hardships, that means like their Dharma is very special, you know, like treasure, they recognize. So then that benefit for them, that's why they're most realized teachers always Dharma is very special and that they recognize its treasure. So then they benefit. This time we have teachings, you know, many other realized teachers sometimes. But we still stuck in samsara, we still have a strong emotions, regular, more sometimes worse the regular beings, sometimes worse they never receive Dharma teachings. You know, the happening, the reason is we didn't put Dharma is treasure, special something. That thing just okay, yeah, I can receive everywhere, just Dharma. Oh, it's this Dharma text book is thing is easy to get. So sometimes easy is not really good. Harder to get is more appreciated, more precious. Even same thing, same object, you get more harder to get, is more precious. So I also have this experience. When I was in Tibet, when I studied in the Sheda, we can't get these books. Very hard to get book to, you know, that when Khenpo teaching, and all students need the same book. But then very hard to get. Sometimes we just get only one page, 2 pages. We share each other, you know, like one book, you know, have one person. So when receive the teaching, we look and together, and after we, you know, ask him to share, like, you know, I get like one page, just whole things memorize. The reason is because I cannot get again. So if they take away from me in one page, so I cannot read again, so then I lost. That's why when we get one page, read again and again, memorize. Then can get another page, just memorize like that, you know. Because with that time, it's very hard to get these books, teachings, the book actually book, you know. The Tibetan style is each page is separate, not like this together, yeah. So that just ask another man, can you please borrow me? Can you just read me? Is that can you give me just only one page? So I have to read, and until he asked me to beg. So read 100 times, you know, memorize. Then he take away that I ask again, please, can you give me the other page? So like that we study, and this each page we care about, like same is like very treasure, you know, appreciate when get one page. So then I come to India, I can buy many books everywhere. And then I have all these books and put in the shows, and we really don't read anything. Then just buy. So then after noise, I don't buy books also. See, all because it's too easy, everything. So too easy is the hardest. When you have more put effort, difficulty, then you recognize, appreciate, precious. So that time then you use that is really beneficial for us. Okay, so that is my experience. And then also, the teacher, so when you receive teachings, and of course if you have like, we not only teachers, all the disciple, actually when this Vajrayana teaching is like, teacher is the same as the Buddha, and all our who receive teaching together is like same as the Buddha's retinues, all together, it's called one mandala. So samaya is the same as the you respect teacher, and we have to respect all other sanghas, each other, same, no difference. And then sometimes we, like criticize each other, talk about something bad things each other. That create your mind. It's become, strong and then that affect your mind is like, transform to the wrong direction. So that's the reason sometimes people criticize and say some things, we just listening that, but it's good things, not listening is very good. The slowly, this stuck in the strong, then our mind is very easy to shift to other wrong direction. Even that time you don't believe, you don't like, but then you hear that again and again, then become slowly your mind is going to the wrong direction, take to the like wrong other way, and then slowly you lose devotions, teachers, lose devotions, even Buddha comes, no devotions. So that is so also the core obscurations. In the when we practice the Dharma, have lots of obscuration like that too. So when I was in Tibet, I see the Dalai Lama's picture and so talk about him is I have very strong devotion. When I come meet him, is first time is a very strong devotion and totally makes different feelings and very happy and joy. Then sometimes the news and other people criticize all the time news. I see him. One day I see him is no any feelings. Just it's the same as a regular kind of like. I thought what happens, Then I think about what happened problems. Then I saw like, oh, it's I didn't appreciate the same as before. It's too easy, I can see him. And then also there's some times they criticize other people, Even I don't agree that, but then that's strong and the strong comes. But then slowly the person is become not really same as before. Even you don't accept it, that's is mind, habit is brought up to the mind. Then after that, I don't listening like that kind of anything like gossips, like talk about politics and like something criticize things. I try to look to positive ways, then come back again. Devotion come back again. So that's where it's sometimes teacher has qualities, but our obscuration problems don't recognize anything, don't see. So that's the reason when we practice the Dharma, focus more Dharma and what people says, try to avoid. We have to recognize that is obscurations. So this time we have so many contradictions, like connections, like easy to where to say is like finding something like negative part qualities. But we don't know that exactly, but just people can make easily, because it's everyone has different thoughts. They pick up different ways. During the Buddha time, he has 100% qualities, but many people against him and criticize many ways to hard it making him too. So that's the reason that this Guru Yoga part, even we don't have to think about a Guru is the same as the like Buddha, but no criticize is the best way to do. Just respect, that's very important. Then here is and it's the moreover it is important to have confident faith that one's root Lama is actually the Dharmakaya Buddha, Vajradhara, and to understand the extraordinary way the Kaju forefathers of the past rely on the Lamas. So these are the rely on the Lamas, the Kaju masters. Is very talking about very high level qualities. This time we don't have like that kind of level. Marpa Losa already mentioned about Malarepa. Feature, you cannot find feature, like cannot find Lama is the same as me. We cannot have disciple is the same as you. So that means like Lama is the same as Marpa Losa, disciple is the same as Malarepa. No, it like that kind of like in this generation time. This time we cannot have like that. Very difficult, hard to find like that. That's the reason Marpa Losa told Malarepa, future giving dharma for easy to give for others. Don't give hardship, punish for others. They don't carry that. He told them, So in this section is like actually Marpa Losa and Naropa, Telopa, they all did hardships, practicing dharma, followed the receiving teachings. So that section, you have to know that. And then the Kalachara says, even by offerings to the three jivas and protecting the lives of 10 million creatures in all the kappas of the three times, Buddhahood will not be attained in this life. So Kalachara says, you offering Buddha Dharma Sangha and protecting many other beings' life, still you cannot get enlightenment in this life without a teacher. So that meaning is not talking about like Buddha Dharma is not important. Not talking about protecting other lives. It's not talking about that, protecting the lives of 10 million creatures. So not talking about they are not important. They're also important, but without a teacher, we cannot get enlightenment. Also, they need that too. We grow the flower without the sun. Not possible to grow the flower. Even you have a seeds, even you have water, even you have the earth. Same like that, Actually, they need the sun, they need water, they need food, they need soya, everything, right? All the conditions need. But without one missing, we cannot grow in the flower. Same thing, without the teacher, also, even we have other things, cannot enlighten. The not talking about other is not important. Everything is important. If one pleases the Lama, who is an auction of qualities, with a pure, clear mind, the supreme and ordinary accomplishments are certain to be attained in this very life. And the Lord Maitreya says in the Shalashen, Nanto section of the Uttara. So this is the name of the teaching. Buddha Maitreya says. The Buddha Maitreya, his teaching is Uttara. So he says in the automatic reality of all self-born is the object of realization of faith itself. The shining sun, this is not seen by those without eyes. So without devotion, cannot recognize absolute truth. And who don't have devotion, that person is the same as blind, Blind people cannot see the sun. Without the devotion, who don't have devotion, they cannot see the teacher's quality, they cannot see the Buddha's qualities. So that means like devotion, long as you have devotions, then you can see the qualities of teacher and Buddha's qualities. Without devotion, we not possible to see the qualities. So it is taught in both Sutra and the Tantras that the best method for giving rise to the quality of realization in this student's mind stream is mainly devotion. So then, the long as we have devotions, so best method is that the best method for giving rise to the quality of realization in the student's mind stream is mainly devotion. So without devotion, we can't get anything, qualities. So during the Buddha time, has many stories. One of the students, his name is Karma Lipa, something, Karma Lipa, I think. So he 25 years with Buddha. So then one day he lost devotion Buddha. No devotion. Actually, he don't have devotion before, you know. So then he against Buddha after that. He said, you and me is not, don't see difference, because the only difference is that you have legs from your body come out. He said, I don't have that. So your leg is like kind of like your, Buddha's body size, like longer, you know, and Buddha's height is comes front of him, like size of his body, like, you know, long distance like that. Like maybe Buddha has like 7 feet, maybe 7 feet longer light comes out from the Buddha's body. So he said, you have this light, I don't have that. Other, I have everything, same thing. I know what you say, Dharma. He also has memorized. You know, he can chant this all the teachings. Too, he said, I don't have see any other qualities you. So he said, I'm going to make my lineage different. So he left Buddha. He left. Then Buddha told him, you have only 7 days can stay in this world. Then he upset, he angry, he go away. Then he think about, oh my goodness. Sometimes he says, sometimes it like comes right, you know. So I don't want to die 7 days. I'm healthy. After 7 days, I go back to blame him. You know, I'm going to criticize and going to blame him. So he think that, and he went to left the Buddha and he stayed in the one very nice place, and he taking care. Everything is perfectly. He said he don't want to die after 7 days. 7 days. He want to eat less, drink everything, you know, correctly. Nothing going to happen for him. So he want to protect himself. Some reason he drank the water and affected his stomach or something, you know. So he died after 7 days. He died. He reborn the hungry ghost in the garden, you know, like there's one garden area. There's a hungry ghost. Some like the form body is animal. Hungry ghost. Form is animal form. So then Buddha one day showed some of his disciples, see, if you have no devotion, you know, cannot get any qualities. Same is Likpa Karma. His name is Likpa Karma. He is also part of some, you know, like kind of, not this David Dada, other person. So Likpa Karma is is also relative with something Buddha, not really close, but it's, anyway, he's relative to the Buddha. So Likpa Karma, when he lived before Buddha, said, I stay with you. It's said, oh, 12 years. I'll be with you 12 years. So I don't, your quality, my quality is the same thing, no difference. Only you have like lights come from your body. I don't have that, right? He left, yeah? He didn't have devotion. So no, then he reborn the hungry ghost in the garden. So Buddha told other students, so, see, this is a Likpa Karma, because he's due to his karma, and he don't have devotions. He become, he has called the wrong view. He got wrong view due to, and then his karma is reborn to the hungry ghost. So then Buddha and his disciples make dedication prayer for him, you know, doing practice for him. So that kind of, you know, like sometimes we study, doing things, not enough devotions, lose devotions, then criticize all others, and telling bad things for others. One day is going to then lose our quality, and then it's become going to the lower realms. So that's kind of, you know, sometimes happening for the reason is due to the karma and not enough accumulation merit. One is not enough accumulation merit, that reason not enough devotion, then get wrong view and then go to wrong direction. So that's the reason when we meditate Mahamudra, have to create accumulation merit. Sometimes we practicing Dharma is to get more obscurations too sometimes. So the obscuration is actually the practitioners recognize purifying karma. And the obscuration is good for take to the path. But then who don't have accumulation enough, they try to the wrong way. You know, that is the happening for everyone. So we any like kind of obscuration comes, we have to recognize and take to the path, create accumulation merit, and we have to look to our mind and check, recognize, you know, meditate, and the supplication to Ru Guru, and practice Vajrasattva. So that's kind of we have to do. So now we finish the Ru Guru practicing. So next teaching is Mahamudra. Thank you, everyone. So now close eye, 1 minute and dedication. So we all has this 5-part Mahamudra in the one section. Okay, so now, do you have any questions?
No.
Khenpo, how many classes we still have?
How many?
How many online teaching we still have?
I don't know how many here.
Oh, okay. So you plan to keep teaching onwards?
Oh, you mean how many classes we have still?
We already have 9 classes. So how many left?
Oh, it's depending, you know, like, we don't know how many classes. we can finish one day, we can finish like still another month, you know. Dependent.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this we go slowly is good, you know, we don't have a rush.
Yeah.
Right.
So very convenient to do this.
It's very wonderful.
Thank you. Okay, Joste. Joste has a question, yeah.
Good evening. Yes, so in offering to the Yidam,
Yes.
are we offering every physical sensation and emotion to the Yidam, or I'm trying to understand what, I know that'd be very difficult to do continually, but in what we're offering, is it effective to try to offer everything?
Yes, yeah, it's a auto level offering. It's like we visualize the Buddha in front, so you can think about everything, whatever we see, is like desired things we can offering to Buddha. Yeah, Yidam Deity. And then just I shared today is like when we visualize ourselves as a Buddha, so you have stable, confident that meditation. Then whatever you eat, this whatever you have a house, on your car, your everything, like what you're eating, what you're putting in the clothes, all is offering.
So I think where I might be struggling is, are we offering only what we are attached to, what we notice that we're attached to, Or like if I have a neutral feeling in my hand, am I also offering that?
We can offering anything, you know, even with no attached things. So like we can mentally offering whatever we see things, right? Actually, we not own these things, but mentally offering attached things more effective,
Okay. Thank you.
more benefit.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
About the fourth empowerment, the light coming from the navel. So the light coming from the forehead, throat, and heart of the guru. Then what light goes to the navel? That the fourth empowerment.
So this actually have to follow by the different, you know, Guru Yoga sadhana, and always dependent different Guru Yoga sadhana. We cannot like, you know, like one specifically always the same, you know. That means like sometimes we like four kaya, like four legs is like body, speech, mind, and the navel level. So three ways is comes three different ways like dissolving, right? Sometimes it's a crown and the throat and the heart and the navel. It's called four chakras, followed by the four chakras. Or it's a dependent. Sometimes we visualize the guru is a drop in the head, and then his guru is like becomes a nectar, and the nectar is fall into the crown chakra and receiving the empowerment. This nectar is fell into the throat chakra, and nectar is fell to the heart chakra, and the nectar is fell into the navel chakra. So like that's also like another level way to meditate. But this right now I cannot exactly give you the do like this because it depending follow the different sadhanas. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, Khenpo.
No, everyone okay? No questions?
No. So do you want to let us know about next week because you're flying on Tuesday?
Uh,
I didn't understand that.
Oh, my phone.
fly is to today is today is their Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Your Wednesday, my Thursday here. So next is I can share teaching is a Thursday. Next Thursday evening.
Our Thursday or your
Yeah,
Thursday?
your Thursday. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that means like I'll be in the DC.
I'm not going to be joining
I will be in the DC.
for a few weeks. I'm going to Hong Kong for a few weeks. I'm not going to be joining the teaching for a few weeks, but I'm going to catch up with the recording.
Okay. So where are you going?
I'm going to Hong Kong for a few weeks. Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Oh, money pay me home, okay? Careful.
That's what we're all saying. We want to keep her here.
Yeah. So you can receive the videos, you know, right? Teachings, and you just listen, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to catch
Khenpo,
Yeah, you
I
catch up.
will
You can.
listen to your recording the following 2 weeks too.
Yeah, and you're also going away.
2 weeks.
Okay. So who is know there is like Maryland can send the video recordings.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can join. Welcome to join
Yeah,
together.
Khenpo, actually,
Yeah.
you don't want a Christmas vacation?
Yeah.
Christmas vacation. Dharma teaching, no need vacation. Then Dharma teaching time is your off day is a good timing to do, right? Christmas is your off day, so then you have time to receiving teaching.
Okay, just
so thank you,
because
everyone.
of just because of the time difference, we will listen
Yes.
to the recording.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll listen back the recording for the next few weeks.
Yes. Okay, so no questions. So we can say, when you have time, you join and just you can receive emails, Maryland, if we will change some schedule. So this Thursday is 19th, I think 19th, right?
Yes.
So I can share that teaching. So then other we take off day, not off day, so we can see. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy. So now I have to go. Have to go to Buddha's place.
Okay.
Yes.
Say some
Bye.
prayers for us. We need it.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Background.
Thank you very
Okay.
don't shoot.